2024 Rhode Island Tog Classic after event or slash weigh-in is a major fishing tournament in this region, hundreds of participants. I was one actually, didn't win, but that's how it goes sometimes. And so yeah, we have a lot of guys representing different aspects of the recreational fishing industry, and we're gonna just go around talking to them, see if some of what they have to say.
Let's see, is that where the weigh-ins were?
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, pretty much go up there and put them on the scale, and they actually make you take a polygraph if you win. I think it's just pretty interesting.
John Tate.
John Tate, yeah. All right, look, I'll start. All right, so John here is going to tell us a bit about Angler Catch and the citizen science program that it's been contributing towards.
Yeah, so I work for a company called Light Software, and one of the things we've developed is Angler Catch, which is a recreational fisherman's app, because we think that that's kind of a gap with the fisheries as far as information for the health of the stock, because we really don't have a lot of data of what recreational fishermen are catching. So we developed this recreational fisherman's app so that they can record their catches, so that we have more data, because we think more data is better as far as the health of the stock, to be able to really assess, what and how many of the fish are out there. So we don't have 20%, let's say, of the catches, because recreational fishermen don't have to record their stock, then we would have more data and maybe grab that 20% that we don't know about, which I think would probably increase help us with the health of the stock. So that's really what this app and this company's developed the app for, is to grab data from recreational fishermen to help us have a better understanding with more data of the health of each stock in each area. So that's kind of what the app's all about. It's what How the Light's all about, and it's how we work with Rhode Island DEM and ACCSP and RISA, Rhode Island Saltwater Anglers, to feed them data so that they can really assess the health of all the stock in Rhode Island and New England. And that's kind of what we do.
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome. And so I imagine raffling off the drones just to try and get more folks in here to sign up for the app.
Yeah, so what we're doing is raffling off a drone if they sign up for the app, register, and like us on the face page. And then they get another ticket if they actually record the catch they got today, which is the Rhode Island Tog Tournament. And then they also get another ticket if they record a picture of the catch, because then we can kind of actually see the catch, the fish they caught. And so possibly up to 3 tickets for the drone based on loading the app, liking it, getting a picture, and using that app for your catches today. So that's kind of what you would do with getting the drone.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, as you may have remembered earlier, even though a lot of people were there, yeah, I went and put in for the drone, and sign up for the app. It was very easy to use. Upload the picture of the fish my friends have caught today, and so is the picture uploading, like to make sure anglers aren't misidentifying species, make sure they're not grossly exaggerating how big their fish was.
It's that, but what we try to do is put things in that the fishermen like. So what it really is for them to have a catalog of their catches for posterity, so they can go home and show their kids or grandkids, this is what I caught, and show them a picture. It stays with that catch when they upload it, so a year later they can say, hey, I caught this fish a year ago in this place, I want to go back to this place, because you can tell it where you caught it, and then they know, hey, listen, this was a pretty good spot, I'm going to go back next year and try to catch another good-sized fish. So it's mainly, we've done a lot of features within the app to help the fishermen understand and know where to go catch those big fish, because we want to put incentives for them to download the app and use it. So there's a lot of pluses in the app just for the fishermen.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that's pretty great. So has there been much that you guys have done already in terms of using any data collected from this to inform stock assessments or to supply the data to the ASFMC or the state departments, or is it still kind of in its early stages?
Well, no, the data that we have goes back to Rhode Island DEM, and then they can use that to assess the health of the stock. So the data goes right to them, and we're working with other states as well to have them collect the data from Angler Catch to help them assess that stock health within their state. So, you basically say what you caught, the length of it, the time you caught it, the date you caught it, where you caught it. We don't share any where you caught it data with anyone other than the fishermen, so they don't have to worry about giving up their hot spot. So that's kind of what we use. That's kind of the incentive we have for the fishermen to use the app. Is some nice things that are in the app for them to utilize the catch and understand where the good spots were.
Oh yeah, no, awesome. Yeah, sounds pretty great. And you know, if other states have started kind of implementing this in it as well, or
Yeah, we've done work with Mass. We've done work with some other New England states. I don't know exactly whether or not like Mass DEM has used it, but we're working with that right now to kind of expand it past Rhode Island.
oh yeah, no, awesome. Yeah, that'd be great, especially for all the stocks that are shared between the various states and the Atlantic coast. Yeah, yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah, yeah.
All right, good
Yeah,
luck,
thank you.
guys.
We did pretty good. The boat that I was on landed the leaderboard fish right now at 12 pounds. And then my boss has the third place at 9 pounds, so our boat did pretty good.
Yeah, geez, yeah, you guys are on the right reef for sure. You guys kind of religiously target Tog throughout the years, and more of like a just in the fall, spring kind of
Fall,
thing.
yeah.
All right,
Fall.
on.
Fall time, for sure. It's the best time of the year to go for them.
Yeah.
Spring's all right, but the fall's, they're chewing. They're chewing before it gets cold, you know? So. Stripers, anything. I do freshwater, saltwater, it doesn't matter. All year round. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
There's always something biting. There's always something biting.
yeah, same here. Yeah, you normally like retain like bigger Tog you catch, or do you normally?
No, I mostly release. This is like the only time of the year that I keep a fish to eat, but most of the time it's catch and release.
Right on, yeah. And you think the Tog population's pretty healthy? Do you think managers are doing a good job, or is there something you'd like to see in the regulations that differently?
I think the size is keeping it right there where you're getting a progressive, offspring and everything's going along pretty good. I think they're doing a good job.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, it was cool that they had the DEM guys out there like collecting operculums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you talk to you guys at all about like what they do for the stock assessments for those?
No.
Yeah, so basically, like when they're collecting the operculums to age them, they're able to use that to sort of derive growth curves based off of the length-to-age relationship. Because once they get the age, they can use like what's called a length-age key. Because like lengths will sometimes especially since they're slow growing as they get older, they'll just like different environmental conditions. The lengths will be all over the place at a certain age. So they try to average that by kind of grouping things into a length-age key that they can then put into the assessments.
Yep.
Yeah, because they figured out that it's more effective to assess a lot of these species by kind of separating them into age cohorts, where that way you can determine the number of population age 1, age 2, age 3.
Yeah.
And so that way, like for instance, like if it's been like a really poor year class or something, even if there's a lot of fish right now, like you can say, okay, in a few years we might be screwed, so let's start to kind of implement some preemptive
figure out the
management.
numbers, Yep.
Yeah, have you? And I guess on that, like, have you heard of a lot of the the poor year classes for striper, like the recruitment failures down in Chesapeake?
I mean, I feel like, I don't know. You could tell like they're not in numbers up here anymore, and I don't know. It's to each his own. Who thinks the striper population? I mean, I don't see as much, but at the same time, when they're here, they're in full force. So I don't know.
Yeah, so you feel like it's gotten like slower as longer you fished here, or is it kind of just depends on the
I feel
year?
it's the same, if not better. I mean, it's just conditions. It's been so rainy the past few years. You don't know if that runoff in the rivers, either fires them up or shuts them off. You don't know, so.
Yeah, there have been times I was surprised going to river thinking it was going to be completely blown out after rain, and it seemed like all the extra current really got them going a little bit.
Sometimes high current is where they're feeding primarily. They might not be meandering around in the calm waters. They're trying to find the current rips where they can overtake bait fish, where bait fish are getting pulled in the current and can't swim in it. They can. So. Yeah,
yesterday we ran outside of the point, and there were a ton of them. We were getting kicked out of us by the chop, but yeah, there are a lot of fish up. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
We're not going to ask you where you guys got all those big ones today, but were you close or far to the wind farms?
We're far away.
I gotcha. And do you think the wind farms are a good idea overall, or?
No, they're a terrible idea. Those wind farms. That's what I say to that shit. No, I don't. It's not good, and it's going to hurt us down the road. So people are going to profit now, but in the long run, families that, rely on the ocean are going to get screwed. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of
Getting
that.
fat, but it's not the people that really need it. So
Yeah, do you think it'd help the charter boat industry at all with all the structure pulling fish onto them? Like all those Dorado that have been hanging around off of those all summer?
I feel like it's hit or miss because guys were out there this summer and there was nothing on them. And then, but if you got to the high flyers away from them, you'd find the mahi. But there wasn't really anything on the wind turbines themselves. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hit or miss.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, it's so at UMass Dartmouth School of Marine Science Technology, a lot of people are trying to research the effects it's going to have on all these organisms because it's such a huge in the coastal communities too. It's just such a huge black box, especially as far as how it will affect all these ecosystem components. So people are currently trying to see how they'll affect like scallops, how they'll affect like fish movements. Yeah,
Probably won't be good.
there's this interesting study that's kind of been in progress where this guy was pretty crazy. He's at Woods Hole and he fashioned like a fake pile driver in the Woods Hole harbor, and then he had a bunch of scallops in cages nearby. And he actually saw that as the pile driving was hitting the substrate, it was creating like a physiological stress response from them from all the banging around near their habitat.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to use that to inform how the wind farms could be put in better to not like disrupt the benthic ecosystems as much.
Yep, and I mean, they had reports of people on Ocean Drive like feeling the hammering in their homes from them doing it just offshore. So it can't be good if you can feel it on land. Then it can't be good for the fish. I mean, they're right up there with it getting banged around, so it's not good.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Well, yeah. Anyways, I won't take up any more of your time. Thank you very much for talking to us. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Yeah.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Rick Bellavance. I own a charter boat in Point Judith called the Priority 2. I've been running that boat for about 35 years. I run the Charter Boat Association here in Rhode Island, and I sit on the New England Fishery Management Council.
Awesome. Yeah, and can you tell us a little bit about some of the work you've done in collaboration at UMass Dartmouth School of Marine Science Technology?
Sure, yeah. I've been fortunate enough to work with a bunch of folks at SMAS to tag codfish, tag summer flounder, striped bass, and sea bass, mostly related to like wind farm projects, putting acoustic transmitters in the fish, and they're hopeful to get picked up by the receivers that are out there, and we'll learn some of the impacts on the wind farms for those species of fish that are important around.
Gotcha. And so based off of your knowledge fishing these waters your whole life, do you have any idea of what predicted effect you think the wind farms could have on both commercial and recreational fisheries, or is it a little hard to say?
Yeah, it's too early to say. You know, the jury's kind of out. I have my thoughts as a fisherman for my whole life, but I'm not sure, to be honest with you. You know, we're learning every year. One of the things that I think is important is to give fishermen the opportunity to pass along their observations on the water throughout these projects being developed, so we can learn from that, instead of relying on a biannual trawl survey or something like that, or the wind farm companies to assess the impacts.
Yeah.
Get some like fisheries ecological knowledge and listen to what they're experiencing day to day. Like, I see changes on the water now that may or may not be attributed to offshore wind development. Could be climate change related, could be ecosystem, could be a 1 year thing, but keeping track of that, cataloging all that information, I think it'd be helpful to get a better picture in the long term.
Yeah, it's great to hear. Yeah, definitely it seems like there's a lot of room for more collaboration between fishermen and managers. I mostly grew up on the West Coast, and then there have been a lot of conflict involving MPAs in recent years in particular, and some work has suggested that like allowing fishermen to participate in the MPA research and improves their perceptions of the MPAs. Might just be because then they're given a chance to go on the boat and fish in the MPA for a day, but it could also be because they could at least to see with their own eyes, at least for certain metrics of ecological performance, they may be helping some species within.
Yeah, makes sense. Cool.
Yeah, great. Well, yeah, thanks for talking to us. Yeah, appreciate your time. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thanks.